Welcome to Beach Chair Chats. My name is Brian Kaiser. Today it is a warm day in New England, hot, sunny, and it'll probably change by tomorrow and be hot again by this weekend and be cold again. It's just New England. But I have a great guest today, Emily Ratcliffe. How are you today, Emily?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm toasty. My office right now is very toasty, and when I leave, it'll be toasty. But when I get back down to the shore, it's always 20 degrees cooler, which is wonderful. But remind me, where are you at? Are you in Central Time?
Yeah, I'm in Texas.
Texas? Is it hot? Oh, well, that's a dumb question. It is hot in
It's not
Texas. It's
hot,
not?
right? No. We had rain. We're probably going to have rain for the next 7 days.
Okay.
But just like New England, the South can change.
You never predicted. It's just, what the hell are you going to do in New England? What do we got today? Just give me something. But you do a lot of wonderful things. You're an author, you have a podcast, you're a mom. What's your most important role that you play, and what's your favorite? I mean, that's kind of a dumb loaded question, but
Because you already know my answer is going to be mom.
of course. So, but also talk about that outside of that, your book, right? Talk a
Mhm.
little bit about your book. I have it here. It is When the World Gets Loud, and it's a very loud world,
It is a
right?
loud world.
It's a little too
Uh,
loud
it's
sometimes.
really just built, I mean, I would say from quiet strength where people thought I was managing everything.
Hmm.
And I just basically took my journal from 4 years and turned it into a book.
And how was the process of writing that book? I mean, did you find more about yourself when you go back through your journal? What did you learn about the whole process when you started to write it?
I think you reprocess everything you went through that maybe you thought you were over, and I had new insight on things or how I handled things. It's very vulnerable, very vulnerable, but it felt good. And once I did it, I have no problem peeling back layers now. Like now I'm like, okay, now that it's out there, not that everyone's read it. So not everyone's like, okay, I know everything about you, Emily. And a
No,
lot of people got your journal. How personal did you get? But not that kind of journal, not like a teenager journal, like adult things I was going through.
of
And
course. Yeah,
yeah,
adult things are definitely different than teenage things, as we as we all know that. I
well, I
wish.
had a journal back then. So that's why I say, those are different things you're really talking about. But the emotions have, I think, the depth changes as you get
Mhm.
older and you understand what you're really processing.
Well, as we get older, we realize the things that matter, right? When you're a teen, you're just trying to understand yourself, self-discovery, your identity, good things, bad things, and you probably can compare that. Do you still have access to the teen journal?
Probably in my dad's house, unless I've moved on or burned it. I don't know. But we
Because I
did,
say, is there
yeah.
some similarities between, teenage Emily versus now? Because like
Oh,
she went through the same
uh,
stuff.
I would say on a whole, I'm probably just as immature about
Hmm.
things.
Of
I still
course,
probably make the same jokes.
of
My daughter
course.
probably absolutely agreed to that. But on a whole, I would say when you say find yourself, I think we're always rediscovering
Oh
ourselves.
yeah.
So it would be actually, now that you say that, I would love to know if I do have those because I would love to see how I processed then
Hmm.
compared to how I do now.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, we know life is interesting because we don't know how it's going to change. We don't know what's going to shift our trajectory, right? Becoming a mom is one thing that shifts trajectories. I mean, I'm a dad. My son's going to be 21, which is weird to say out loud
Crazy.
because I feel like I'm getting older. I'm getting grayer. The hair is disappearing. I can't put a filter on this screen. But it's a lot, right? So talk about motherhood, right? How does it influence you, not only with work you do with obviously your book, but also your podcast, the M Dash podcast? How does that influence you in just all your roles?
Well, I will say she is a big influence. So my daughter actually edited my book. So I
Ooh.
self-published it. And it was one of those things, if I kept rereading it and rereading it, I'd probably see the same things where she came in, and that's where the M dash was born. The punctuation mark that I was like, "What are you doing to my stuff?" And she was like, "You have the wrong thing there."
Man, you're
And
getting corrected.
yeah, and when I learned that the number one painful thing was my actual name. I was like, what?
Hmm.
So that's where the M dash was born from, is my daughter editing my own
Here,
book.
she added your name.
So it's
So
just like, hey, Emily, this is how you take a pause, mama. Like this is actually supposed to be written. And it, I'm sure she is like, I don't want to do your next one. Uh,
what would that be called? M dash.
no, so the M dash is my podcast,
Yeah.
but I definitely do have another book that will be published this year, but
Well,
not
that's
giving that name away.
no, no. You said you don't like your name? Did you just say you
No, I
didn't?
love my name. I'm saying the
Okay.
M dash, like M being the
Didn't like that
abbreviated
name. Gotcha.
name, minute was kind of my nemesis in the editing process because she kept plugging those in there, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
She's just holding you in check. What the kids do, right? They keep you on your toes, right? Just you think about, because how old is your daughter now? She's,
He will be 16 in less than a month.
dear God, right? They grow up fast,
Yeah,
right?
it's wild, and just to see how she processes. That's what I was saying, processing things. Growing up, I think with me too, just being a single mom and
Hmm.
seeing how I have to do things, I definitely think she has a leg up on some, just the way she processes and goes through things and what's a big deal and what's not a big deal. I don't
Hmm.
feel like I don't think I was like her. She doesn't take things so super seriously, except she
Yeah.
did take geometry seriously this school
Well,
year.
yeah, it's the resilience. There's that too. Kids grow up in a different time nowadays than we did. Pressures, expectations, things that are interested in, things are not. Right. But also doubt, right? You talked about self-doubt too, a little bit about resiliency and how do you overcome when you have doubts, even at this stage of your life, right? Maybe as a mom, maybe as a professional in the work you do, and doubt creeps in. How do you get through that without having a sidekick 16-year-old daughter in your back pocket?
Yeah, right. Well, she's not so available anymore, so
And
it's
they are
correct.
now. They change. They're like, I don't have time for you now.
Yeah, I have to pencil myself into her calendar now.
Mm-hmm.
I walk a lot. Um, I think I mean, that's kind of, I talked about that in my book. That's where it was kind of born, a lot of the thoughts of just what came to mind when I was walking. And I'll say a lot of self-talk in the mirror. I mean, it's as crazy as people think that is, but once you really understand yourself and have to like power talk to yourself, I could talk to myself out loud all day long.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at your own two eyes in the mirror and you have those talks, it's like I give myself pep talks. Um,
Well, if I did that first thing in the morning, I'd be like, whoa. I wake up with the intention, then I walk into the bounds like, God damn, let's do
that's the
this
best
over again.
to do it, is tell yourself what you want to feel today. What do you want from the day? I think that's the best time to do it. I'm not going to say I do it every morning. I would say it's about midday or something. If something occurs and it feels heavy,
Hmm.
have a moment to,
I
I meditate too. Meditation's huge for me.
Well, meditation, just like the beach. I was gonna say a joke about the morning Saturday Night Live, old skit, Jack Handy, thoughts with Jack
Oh,
Handy. I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Come on.
yes, but it holds value
It
to what he's
does.
really saying, is that it was his own little pep talk.
Exactly.
That's
You
actually
know,
really funny. Nice reference.
I try to find, I always have references to shows and
Yeah, but
movies.
I mean, I might have to use that.
I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people
That
like
is
me.
pretty funny.
It's
We'll
thoughts
probably
by
look
Jack
at
Handy.
what that is. We will.
Of course, we will. That's what things when we get older. Do you ever find it depressing when you reference things and no one's like, I don't know what you're talking about? Like, I
Yeah.
reference movies all the time, and students are like, I don't watch movies. I'm like, God, hmm,
No, movies, yes. I think movies and music, a lot of times you can
hmm,
find the synchronicities in those.
yeah, they
But I
don't
think
watch
if
them.
I said Jack Handy, they'd be like,
Who?
who?
Yeah. Yeah. SNL, like, ooh, they got,
You
yeah,
know,
not
an
today.
author? Did he do a movie? No, he's
I
actually
know.
not real, guys. He's not
Is he
real.
on TikTok? Is he on TikTok? I don't know. He might be on TikTok.
Oh my God,
Um,
I mean, that's not going to leave my head now.
I know it's there. It's burned in your skull for the rest of the day. You've now inspired your next podcast. You're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
lead.
my alter ego is Jack Handy.
It is. You should lead into that now. You have a doppelganger. It's no longer the M dash. It's
Oh Lord, I don't know if that's appropriate, but we
Emily Handy. Okay. Um, so meditation, you
back to
know,
center, back to center.
centering. Okay.
Meditate.
So you talk about mindfulness or meditation. You did send a picture of the beach. You said you didn't have any, but
Well, I didn't realize I did. I took my daughter and her best friend in 2023 to Fort
mhm.
Lauderdale. That was a
Okay.
great trip. It was really for her, right?
Yeah.
We moved and she wanted time with her best friend. And so
Hmm.
I wish we could have done that every year. And I did go, I think like I saw that a couple of years ago, but I wanted it to be a trip that meant something to me.
Hmm.
And that one meant more than anything to me because I did it for her. So,
Yeah. And the beach is wonderful, right? It's
oh, yeah, I mean, I would go more if
outdoors.
I lived by it and I
I
could walk
know.
outside to it. But the closest for me is Galveston, or yeah, I think it's Galveston. But
Well, I grew up obviously from Nebraska, right? And there's nothing there.
yeah,
And it's
cornfields.
fields, lots of cornfields, saw
Yeah.
the family farm. It's still there, but there is no ocean. So I consider myself humbled that I can be there in like a 10-minute walk. Like this morning, I did a cold soak because it is like 50 degrees in the Atlantic right now. And it's a great way to wake up because I wasn't running six. I'm injured because I used to run a lot. I don't. It's not. I do, but it's horrible. But I went into the ocean. I was walking. It's very clear, low tide, and I'm inching out a little bit. And it's like there's this massive crab. I'm like, we're gonna go over here, and I don't want to get pinched by whatever this massive creature is. But it is a great place to be outside, right? So outdoors is your place. Do you find a lot of your inspiration when you're outside more?
1,000%. I think nature is a healer for me too. I mean, if it's a trail, even if it's a stream, I like to be by water. So whatever I can figure out how to do that, even if it's just a lake here, or like I said, a pond, a stream, anything by it, I find that to be pretty calming.
Yeah. Well, a couple things too when you think about going back to the title of your book. When you think about the, I'm gonna go back to that title, When the World Gets Loud. How loud has it been for you
Ooh.
over your lifetime? That's a big question.
I think it's, sporadically. And
Mm-hmm.
what I think as you get older, what you learn is loud. This week of my podcast, I actually it's crazy because I dove into that for myself because I feel like the world can be loud and quiet at the same time. And
Mm-hmm.
it's depends on what's internal, right? Loud is could be the noise inside,
Mm-hmm.
and loud could be externally outside, or it could be vice versa.
Well,
So
it's that self-talk, right?
yeah.
Yeah. We can't escape it, even as we get
Darn it, people like
this gets there. Yeah, doggone it, people like me. But maybe they don't. It's like whenever I teach, I'm getting in front of my class, and I always say when you present, you're gonna have people in the room just have weird faces, like do things. Like, did I say something? Did I offend them? Did I make a joke? Because I always cut jokes in my class. It's just hard to know. We take all these things, right? And that creates that internal dialogue that we
Mhm.
can't escape no matter what, of trying to be something better or perfect or right or however we see ourselves in those days, right? So how are you today? If you were to say today is besides being Jack Handy's doppelganger, would you say today's day is loud or would you say it's been quiet?
I would say it's calm. Um, yeah, it's calm for me. I mean, internally, I think it's calm
Hmm.
and it's not raining like they said it would be. So I was able to move my legs. That's huge for
Hmm.
me. I can't. I don't run anymore either.
We
So
retired too. Yeah.
no, it's in my book. I had a car accident and
Mm.
I can't. So
Okay.
walking was not new to me, but I walk a lot. Like it's kind of crazy. Everyone knows me around here. So if they don't see me,
You just kind of said around here, like a subtle, like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? They know me around here.
no, I just feel like my neighborhood. It's fine because I ran into someone
Yeah.
that's a block away, and he was like, "I thought you moved because I hadn't seen you in a couple of weeks. Like we just maybe
Hmm.
walk at different times because." I'm definitely still walking. That's
Well, I sometimes I see old photos, and I have my old running medals from 13 years ago, in a drawer behind me, for stories now, not for motivation. Then I realized I looked at my old pictures, I'm like, my God, that was 20 years ago, 15. And how long ago it was. I'm like, who was this person? Now look at me now. I'm like, I get passed by people now. I used to be the guy who would run with my group and say, good job to the person who's just trying or out there doing it. And now I'm the one on the other end now saying, hey, you're doing a good job, buddy. I'm like,
But I
it's
would
kind of,
say like that's where you got to be grateful. For me, it's every day grateful that I have two legs that do move
exactly.
in front of each other, and it could be different.
Hmm.
And as long
Yep.
as we can and move, that's where I find my gratitude. And maybe I don't run, and I feel the same when I see people running because I'm like, ooh, just because for me that was just an outlet.
Yeah.
1 mile could let out so many emotions.
Hmm.
But now sometimes it's just I. If someone sees me walking faster, it's probably I'm processing.
You're processing. She's like a, just like a mall
More.
walk speed now.
Yeah.
We're not mall walkers yet.
I drop the dog off to go do the fast pace because she doesn't always enjoy.
No.
Uh,
There's a woman in my neighborhood. She has like four dogs. I swear, or five. I don't know. But these things are like on a mission, and I swear they're gonna pull her arm out of her socket. She's just like hanging on for dear life, and she's just. It's fun to watch because I just feel like someday they're just gonna take off, and she's
she needs a waist belt. I use a waist belt, so I have a border collie mix,
yeah.
and she pulls on certain things,
Hmm.
but it's at my waist. So not saying like it's better to pull your back than your arm.
You could recover faster, but I love border collies. I used to have one as a kid, and I didn't have the typical smart border collie. I had whatever version that I had was the laziest, chill. I don't want to
Interesting.
work because there's a mix between an Australian Shepherd and a border
No, she
collie.
does too. She has Australian Shepherd in her.
Yeah.
She's primarily border, and I would guess I didn't do like whatever the 23 and Me for dogs.
Hmm.
I didn't do that for her, but she definitely has that and probably lab. But if you let her off the leash, she'll run faster, and
Hmm.
she does try to herd on
Yeah.
certain things. You can tell when she comes back to me and nips and tries to
Hmm.
pull. Don't love that feature.
No. No.
And she has the nub like a Australian Shepherd, but she's a rescue.
Yeah.
But she is, I have to walk her. She's actually 15 next month,
Oh,
and
wow.
everybody thinks she's a puppy.
Well, it's, she's well taken care of, obviously.
She walks
And of course she does. She's very active. And those dogs need to be active too, but animals are wonderful too, right? You think about like with mental health or just our own stuff that we deal with, having an animal, they do bring something. Animals are better than humans. I will put it out there. And it's good to have that, right?
yeah.
Um, so let me ask you this. You also, outside of this, you are a professional too. You have a career. You're not just a writer and podcaster and mom. How does that work too for you? Is this kind of like the podcast and doing this kind of like a help balance out the work you do in the field you're in? Because it's in sales, right? Which is not
Uh,
can't be easy.
I mean, podcast to me is like I said, I already talked to myself. So it's really conversations I would have with myself anyway. They're
True.
not polished, they're not edited. With the first couple, I was like, oh, it has to be perfect.
Hmm.
No, now you will hear my dog bark. You might hear my cat knock something over. You might hear construction outside. You might hear all the things. They're not long. I
Hmm.
just get whatever I'm kind of going through. I just
Yeah.
kind of combine it, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and they don't take time. So it's just saying like I'm one and done. I record it, I
Yep.
take a walk and I listen as long as like it doesn't sound like too crazy. I put it out there. But for the most part, 99% are not edited. And so it doesn't
Same.
really take me time at all. And the book, I mean, that was on my own time. So it already had the journal. It was just putting it in a form of a book to
Hmm.
tell the story. So balancing it, I would say like the editing might have been like, oh, what am I doing? 'Cause I thought that was going to be a very quick process, but ha ha ha, it was not.
It's not. I don't edit either because if I were at the beach, I would not edit myself, right? Is
Right.
however
Yeah.
I am. If I utter and say dumb things, I'm saying dumb things.
Yeah.
And it's not meant to be scripted because life's not supposed to be scripted, right? If it was scripted, it'd be boring. And if we
Yeah.
knew exactly the playbook of what we're doing, it'd just be like anticlimactic, right? So
And you would have edited Jack Handy. So
I would not edit Jack Handy. I would just, that might be the cover art for this. I don't know. I have to find a clip.
I mean, it's not going to leave my mind. Like I'm going to have to watch a video of it immediately because I know exactly what you're talking about when you
I'm
say,
good enough. I'm smart enough. And doggone it, people like me.
yeah.
I say that, then I turn the lights off. I'm like, God, no.
They
So-
do, but they do. That's the thing I think that we all get inside our heads too much. And that's why I think the world feels a little loud, is because we're all wondering what people think, how they perceive us, if we did a good job. Um, the self critic.
well, we live in a world of likes, right? We live in a social media world. Obviously, it's been around for a while, but it's evolving into this thing where it's just like this obsession, right? Of followers, growing this, getting the algorithm right, doing the likes, all the things that come with it, right? And you, just like me, you might put this stuff out and like no one listened, no one liked it, no one followed it, or no one just like had a one person look at this and like you put all this effort in. Does that ever creep into your head? Like, is it reaching people, or are you just like, this is just mine, I do
Yeah.
it for me kind of thing?
I mean, the book itself, once I put it out there, I obviously said I did it. You expect your close people, right, to support, be a part
Mm-hmm.
of that and be interested. But it was very, I don't know. I loved that when I saw like reviews, like somebody I went to high school with, and I was like, whoa, what? He read it?
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw
Wow.
the review and I freaked out. I was like, oh.
Wow.
So it's that those things, but on a whole, like I said, the things that I'm putting out on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram for this stuff, it's stuff I'd be saying to myself. So I feel
Yeah.
like if it's a message for me, as
Mm-hmm.
long as it reached one person and they resonated, and you're right, there's going to be times where there's no likes.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to move on from that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if I lived in that bubble, I probably wouldn't be doing it.
I'd burn out fast. Like yeah, I'm already feeling it, right? By interviewing people. It's a lot, right? I think you're 32, episode 32
Oh, well, I
of
haven't interviewed
this.
anybody. So my podcasts are just me. I'm just about to take them to my face and start bringing people in. So
Yeah.
I probably will feel that.
It's kind of a rush too to do these because obviously I know you a little bit from just over time through social media and stuff like this, but most of the people I get are just absolute strangers. I have no idea anything about them. I get a short bio and I create this and just go. And it's kind of fun too because there's an exhilaration behind it because it is somebody new and I love stories of people because there's always something cool. I've had some interesting people who've done some phenomenal things, a lot of educators, authors, just all sorts of stuff now. Jack Handy's doppelganger. Um, it's gonna stay.
His long
Sorry.
lost sister, probably. Let's not say doppelganger.
No, no, not for Jack Handy. Sorry about that. That's like the yeah, long lost cousin, twice removed. Um,
Removed because we're so positive for each
so but it's fun doing it, right? And it's the idea of being able to put yourself out there. It is a vulnerable thing. Did you find it
other.
vulnerable doing it at the beginning?
Oh, it would just, I didn't tell my dad I was writing the book. And so I got
Mm,
so excited when I was done and it was ready. And I published it through Amazon. And I don't know if you've published anything, but it's one of those things they reject. But when they accept it,
hmm.
that's it. And so you don't get to go back and say, oops, nope, don't like it. You
Yeah.
just it goes live. And so I
Okay.
sat in that space of, oh, I
Well,
have no like take backs,
hmm.
or those things. But at the end of the day, it's done. Like I
It's
said,
done.
since then, I can talk about feelings very well. I feel like I can cry on command.
It's like a future. Are you an actress?
My street cred's gone.
I know. It's like, is she really
All
sad?
gone.
No.
We thought she was tough. Man, she
Mm.
sucked.
Yeah, she's just
Uh,
crying now for no reason. You haven't got to that phase in life. Like I used to say this to my mother because I was that pain in the ass younger child, the youngest, right? And my mom would be crying for no reason. Like, what in the hell are you crying for? I mean, I didn't say it, but I go,
yeah.
my brain's thinking like, Why is she crying? Is it really sadness right now, or is she crying on command? Maybe, I don't know. Right? That's yeah.
Probably real, like in a moment of like, I used to not like it, crying didn't seem like why would we cry? We cried over heavy things, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you feel that release and you feel like,
Mm-hmm.
is it necessary? But if your body is wanting to do it,
Just do it. It's cathartic.
1000% necessary.
It's cathartic to do it. I mean, I cry. I do. I'll admit it. As a man, we're not we're instructed to be tough, right? You
Yeah.
can't cry. You can't show weakness. You can't be. That's bullshit. You can cry. We have a functioning amygdala for a reason in our head. It does this thing for emotions. It triggers a response when you feel sad or you feel happy or whatever. Even a movie might even trigger it, right? I will be triggered by the movie Rudy every time I watch Rudy, right? The underdog. Go
Not
get him.
perfect. Any animal movie
Yeah.
usually gets me a little bit more.
Yeah, because something always happens to the animal. Like, leave the animal alone.
Yeah, that's
Let
what I
the,
always feel like. Why do I have to watch the cycle of that? Like that's
yeah,
a little too heavy for me.
let the animal survive and the people just, the animal runs and it's the story of the animal's survival and the humans will not die,
We
but
already
they
know how you
just,
feel. Animals rule, people suck. Got
they
it.
do. People don't, people don't suck, but they
They
do.
don't.
Because
They
they don't.
Everyone's going through something. And
They
that's what I taught
do.
my daughter very young is that people don't want to be mean. It's
No,
not like somebody wakes up and they're like, I'm going to be mean today and I'm just
mm-mm.
going to be hateful and I'm going to destroy your life. No one
Exactly.
wakes up
Death.
like that. Everybody's
No.
going through their own
Right.
stuff. And not saying like you should be mean, and that's not an excuse, but
Well, we all have baggage. I always say that everybody, in the world of social media, we want to put off the perfect image, right?
right.
That's why they have filters now. Like my face doesn't look this way. I don't hide my wrinkles. I want to look perfect. But we all have baggage, right? I always joke that my baggage it's missing on a 747 to Cleveland. That's my baggage.
It's funny.
It's not the perfect little carry-on. It's perfectly packed. It's messy. It's as we get older, the baggage gets heavier.
That's a
And
nice
it's
metaphor. That's
yeah.
really good.
Well, I also have a metaphor too, like, speaking of the ocean, is that I always say this to people when you talk about depth. And if you go to the ocean, you're sitting on the shoreline, you look out, it's a beautiful sunrise. And you're like, wow, it's a beautiful sunrise. And a person 20 miles down the road will say, hey, that's a beautiful sunrise. They all see it, right? It
Mhm.
looks perfect. Unless you're like me and you look in the murky waters, like, holy crap, there's a crab down here. No one's seeing that 20 miles down the road. It's the depth part, right? If you look into the depths of what you don't see on the surface is that's where meaning is. And so finding people in life or just connecting with people who can see depth, not just the surface, because we all want to see the shiny, perfect sunrise. But when you just stop for a minute, it's like, wow, that's kind of icky. If I'm on Long Island Sound in New York and I look in the water, I might see some stuff, right?
Yeah,
It's
you might.
not just a crab. Okay. So, but that's the point.
But a crab carrying something,
Carrying
perhaps.
the bottle, it's like maybe on his head. I don't know what it is.
He's smoking a
Um,
cigarette.
Smoking, yeah, and talking like, "What are you looking at?" It's like, okay, he spoke. Holy crap, it's Uncle Tony. Okay,
So,
but the point is, that's the whole joy of life is we
yeah,
all have it, right? And under the murkiness, we still shine, even though everybody sees the perfect part. But yeah, but Emily, it's been a wonderful having you on
yeah, it's
today.
been fun.
And remember, you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you.
That is the best part of my day. Like I totally forgot about Jack Candy.
The SNL, love SNL. You can't not love SNL. So it's
Oh,
important to
yeah,
laugh.
the old stuff.
Old stuff. The new stuff has become very political. It's funny, but
Hmm.
after a while, it's like all political.
I don't know how long, so I can't.
Uh,
I haven't watched it in so long, so I don't want to sit there and say it's not for me. But
yeah, the old stuff was classic. Will Ferrell, all those old actors. It was a wonderful time when you could do things and say things. It was good times.
yeah,
But
different world, different strokes, different folks.
but Emily, it's been
Yeah,
wonderful. I hope you get to Florida again or to Fort Lauderdale again. Take your daughter there.
any beach.
And exactly, any beach is worth
I even
perfect in my.
dressed for you. I mean, I had a
Does it
shirt.
say beach on it?
Hmm.
Well, that's
Like,
now
oh
we're
yeah,
getting.
that.
You got to own the guest role now. It might be a reoccurring now. I have a beach chair chat sponsor is
All
official.
right.
So I
Well,
appreciate
I was
that.
hoping to manifest it by throwing it on and having the conversation. So
I appreciate. We don't have any drinks though, no tequila, no margaritas. I'd probably get fired right now if I bust that out. But hey,
you could have a mocktail.
I could have a mocktail. I'll
Yeah.
take my glass of water for right now. But again, Emily, it's been wonderful having you on today, and you take care.
You too. Thanks.